Friends of Dublin town, I bid you all adieu. I cannot yet appoint the day that I'll return to you. I write these lines on board a ship where the stormy billows roll. May heaven bless our Fenian men till I return once more. I joined the Fenian Brotherhood in the year of '64, resolved to free my native land or perish on the shore. My friends and me, we did agree our native land to sail and to raise the flag of freedom o'er the head of Emmet's grave. I laid my plans and drilled my men in dear old Skibbereen, and hoped someday to meet the foe neath Ireland's flag of green. I robbed no man, I spilt no blood, but they sent me off to jail, 'cause I was Donn of Rossa and the son of Grunewell. Nice little chart on the start.
From my famine times. Yo Hindu dai lom mo tham ro ko jas. Yo Hindu dai lom ni et mai rias jo Hindu o do dai lom. Yo Hindu dai lom mo tham ro ko ko. Yo Hindu dai lom le win ja no le so Hindu o do dai lom. Yo Hindu dai lom mo tham Machree ko Dhroimeann. Yo Hindu dai lom le cloch a gafi dom agus do Hindu o do dai lom. Yo Hindu dai lom an toga is probably. Yo Hindu dai lom fas a right mahi agus do Hindu o do dai lom. Yo Hindu dai lom o mara chandra Sheil. Yo Hindu dai lom bach ma winter green agus do Hindu o do dai lom.
It was in the springtime, and the snow was going, and the cold wind blowing, that we laid him down, and the people, what a dream of dying, when the lights went out in old Dublin. Sure this tough city can be grey or pretty, and the river Liffey can be blue or brown. There's a missing place now, and an empty space now, when the lights went out in old Dublin. All friends had gathered, some with stockings ladder, some with purple tassels, some of great renown, and the pipes were calling, and the castles falling, when the lights went out in old Dublin. Sure is tough as city, can be grey or pretty, and the river Liffey can be blue or brown. There's a missing face now, and an empty space now, when the lights went out in old Dublin
I'm taking tonight of the old rustic bridge that bends o'er the murmuring stream. Was there, Maggie dear, with our hearts full of cheer, we strayed neath the moon's gentle gleam? 'Twas there I first met you, the light in your eye awoke in my heart a sweet thrill. Though now far away, still my thoughts fondly stray to the old rustic bridge by the mill. Beneath it a stream gently ripples, around it the birds love to sing. Though now far away, still my thoughts fondly stray to the old rustic bridge by the mill. I keep in my memory our love of the past. It's as bright as of days long gone by, though deep in my heart it was planted to last. In absence it never grows cold. I think of you, darling, when lonely at night, and when all is peaceful and still. My heart wanders back in a dream of delight to the old rustic bridge by the mill. Beneath it a stream gently ripples, around it the birds love to trill. Though now far away, still my thoughts fondly stray to the old rustic bridge by the mill. Remember the games we used to play? Nedser and you and me. Down by the lamplit corner and the wine coming in from the sea. Remember the ring of marbles all coloured and glassy and bright, and the silver sheen of the steel as it rolled out over the light. Remember the game of jackstones? The silver, the finger and the claw, and then flipping them up and over till our knuckles was nearly raw. Remember the game of rounders? And Billy Oxtail 1, 2, 3. I remember the fun we used to have, Nedser and you and me. Remember a girl called Molly and the one who was her pal. And the freshly mott with the pigtails and the one we called Bright-Eyed Sal. Remember them chalking their piggy beds and how they raised their hopes with their easy way dancing through the twirl of their skipping ropes. Remember we all played hopscotch and Billy and Levy-O and the tortoise so ready says and the ship in the alley-o. Remember the ring of roses and the fall down 1, 2, 3. Remember the time they kissed us, Nedser and you and me. Remember the scrumptious feasts when we queued for the Sunday fleece with bullseyes 10 a penny and the black of the licorice sticks. Remember the toffee apples and the paper and Nancy balls and how we sucked our fizz bags in the bliss of the fourpenny stalls. Remember the follying up. Such games that terrorise you and how we tried to save the chap by yelling, look out behind you. Remember the mummy's curtain when we nearly done our pee as the monster kept on staring at Nedser and you and me. Remember our cowboy games when our lane was the Texas ranch and Nedser was always the marshal and we was the tribe of Comanche. Remember the fun we had when we kicked your round rag ball and the telling of ghostly stories near the gate of the haunted hall. Remember the fun we had when we all played kick the can and the hiss from the darkened doorway. Come out and find your man. Remember the blind man's buff and Queenie O and the homemade Christmas tree and the tip and tea and none could catch Nedser, no human or me. Them were the grand old times when the musketeers were 3 down in the lamplit corner and the wine coming in from the sea. Remember the harmless things we done and our innocent bit of gas. But there was no one around to tell us them happy times would pass. For the pigtail mott departed. I don't know what became of Molly, but her pal became a holy nun in the sisters of Mary Nod. And Bright-Eyed Sal is on the game. And poor Nedser was drowned at sea. And of all the Ring of Rosie gang, there remains but you and me.
No. It's our night, you know. Last night as I lay dreaming of pleasant days gone by, me mind been bent on rambling to where's I'll did fly. I stepped on board a vision and I followed with the wind. When next I came to anchor at the cross in Spancil Hill, it been the 23rd of June, the day before the fair, when Ireland's sons and daughters and friends assembled there, the young and the old, the brave and the bold, in their duty to fulfill, at the parish church in Crooning, a mile from Spancil Hill. Sure I called upon me neighbours to see what they might say. Sure the old ones were all dead and gone, and the young ones turning grey. I met the tailor Quigley's, as bold as ever still. Sure he used to mend me breeches when I lived on Spancil Hill. I paid a flying visit to my first and only love. She's as white as any lily and as gentle as a dove. She threw her arms around me, saying, Johnny, I love you still. She's Nell, the farmer's daughter, and the pride of Spancil Hill.
I know we won't there, but somebody won't.
You're resigning.
One Sunday in last harvest, I was standing by the gate, just like I now am thinking when I have to change my state. When what comes putting past the road, with many a jout and jar, but a little piebald pony and an inside car. One look I gave the pony, and one look I gave the wheels. Then dancing up, my heart began to dancing jigs and reels. For there before my own two eyes, three little girls from Scar were out driving round the country in their inside car. The eldest girl was steering, right pleasant was her face. For Nedser sat her sister, and she smoothed down her lace. But hid behind a colleen oak, just like the morning star, peeped o'er the yellow sideboard of that inside car. My dear, just as they reached me, sure the pony stopped to kick, and of course I had to coax the teeth from playing them a trick. Sure they all felt very grateful, but the sweetest smile by far came from my little collie in that inside car. Bad shoes to that same pony, I was asking for a roll, when he backed the car all full of girls, right straight across my toes. But who could think of pain or ache and look at Molly Mar, and she talking all consoling from her inside car. Now I'd half a crooked sixpence for the driver's pleasant face, and I'd split a golden guinea for her sister with the lace. But I'd rob the Bank of Wexford or the silver mine at Scar, just to drive the roads of Ireland in her inside car.
There's a spot in my heart which no colleen may own. There's a depth in my soul never sounded or known. There's a place in my memory, my life that you fill. No one ever owned it, no one ever will. Sure, I love the dear silver that shines in your hair, and the brow that's all furrowed, and the care in the dear days gone by was made bright by the light of the smile in your eye, like a candle that set in a window at night. Your fond love has cheered me and guided me right. Sure, I love the dear silver that shines in your hair, and the brow that's all furrowed and wrinkled with care. I kiss the dear fingers so toil warm for me. Oh, God bless you and keep you, Mother Machree. Ah, heathen mo, on yon to sunny head is coming too slow. Oh, being shed is smoke along August dog she should miss Neil Farron, Neil Fielsagam, Neil Pinton of Yol, Neil Flam Cuidiot, Neil Seher not low, all big she rolled on the still, Dominique's alone, August Bahish Geist, Fium Egmon out in their hole. Navainche Cadainish, no Ryer Carangaron, Sasnig Malabig, Marbalai Bing Shanbro, Trekenokid is is tread launted do joy. August should Mahara breaking on Rosslare.
Ye foolish lovers, come listen for a while, until I unfold concerning gold that has made so many wild. Young Emily being a servant girl, and her lover a sailor bold, and he ploughed the man much gold to gain, for Emily we are told. Now Emily dearly wept and mourned,
Why Edmond he did roam, and 7 long years had passed and gone, until he returned home. He landed to his family, and all his gold he did show, that he had gained down on the main, clouded lowlands low. Our father kept a public house, it stood down by the sea. Young Edmond, you can enter there, and all night you can stay, and I'll meet you there tomorrow. But don't let my father know that your name it is young Edmond, clouded lowlands low. As Edmond he did enter there, and scarce had fell asleep, till Emily's cruel father into his room he did creep. He stopped and dragged him out of bed, and to the beach they did go, and he sent his body sinking down into the lowlands low. Now Emily on her pillow lay, she had a dreadful dream. She dreamt she saw young Edmond lying in a crystal stream. So early next morning to her father's house she did go, all because she loved him dearly, loved the lowlands low. Saying, Father, where's the stranger that came here last night to rest? Oh, he is dead, no tales he'll tell, the father did confess. Then father, cruel father, you will die a public show for the murder of young Edmond, who fled the lowlands low. Now Emily's cruel father could not day nor night get rest for the murder of young Edmond. He therefore did confess. He was tried and he was sentenced, and he died a public show for the murder of young Edmond.
Oh, will plough the fields now, and who will bind the corn? Oh, will wash the sheep now, and keep them nicely shorn. The stack that's in the haggard unthrashed it will remain, for Johnny's gone across the sea to thrash the King of Spain. The girls unto the bone og in sorrow may retire, the piper with his bellows go home and blow the fire. For Johnny lovely Johnny now sails across the main, along with other patriarchs to the foreign lands of Spain. The boys will sorely miss him when Moneymore comes round, and grieve that their bold captain is nowhere to be found. The pillars must stand idly by against their will and main, for the bonny boy who gave them work now feels the king of Spain. At wakes and hurling matches your likes will never see, till you come back to us again, a story Machree. And won't you beat those bookings who showed us such disdain, because our eyes are not as bright as those you find in Spain. Oh, if cruel fate will not permit our Johnny to return, our bitter loss we Bantry girls will never cease to mourn. We'll be reconciled to our sad lot and die of grief and woe, for Johnny died for Ireland's pride in the foreign lands of Spain.
As I walk the road from Kilrane, weary I sit down, for it's 12 long miles around the lake to get to Cavan town. Over and the road I go, unseen beyond compare. How I curse the time it takes to reach my Cavan girls so fair. The autumn shades are on the leaf, trees will soon be bare. Each red gold leaf around me stain the colour of her hair. My gaze repeats, defies my fate, and once again I sigh. Of the broken pool of sky reminds the colour of her eye. On the Cavan cross each Sunday morning, that's where she can be found. And she seemed to have the eye of every boy in Cavan town. If my luck will hold, I will have the gold and somewhere of her smile, and to break the hearts of Cavan men, she'll talk to me a while. So next Sunday then finds me over Hayestown bound, to work a week till I return, to work in Cavan town. When asked if she would be my bride, at least she'd not said no. So next Sunday morning aroused myself, and back to her I'll go. Lovely.
Go sell your pig and cow abroad, it'll take you far away. For your dear old parents you must leave behind. Go seek your fortune, darling, in the land beyond the sea. For in Paddy's land but poverty you will find. These were the words my father said when I left old Ireland. This sad farewell is in my memory still. Though I packed my bundle on my back and left forevermore, that little old mud cabin on the hill. The roof is thatched with best of straw, the walls are white as snow. The turf fire boils the pot, I see it still. For old Ireland's graven on my heart, the place where I was born, in that little old mud cabin on the hill. I think I see the turf fire, it attracts my father's gaze, and my dear old mother sitting by his side. His pipe is lit, the smoke ascends, he's thinking of the time that took his darling by beyond the tide. No more I'll join the merry dance upon the cabin floor, to the music of the bagpipes loud and shrill. No more I'll see those happy days I spent in days of yore, in that little old mud cabin on the hill. The roof is thatched with best of straw, the walls are white as snow. The turf fire boils the pot, I see it still. For old Ireland's graven on my heart, the place where I was born, in that little old mud cabin on the hill.
Robert, sir. It was the steamer Alice May that sailed the Yukon foam and called at every fishing port from Dawson down to Nome. It was her builder, owner, pilot, Captain Silas Gear, that took her through the angry ice the last boat of the year, who patched her cracks with gunny sacks and bound her pipes with wire and cut the spruce upon the banks to feed her boiler fire, who headed her into the stream and booked the mighty flow and nosed her up the little creeks where no one else would go, who bragged she had so small a draught, if dew was on the grass, with gallant heart and half a start his little boat would pass. Aye, ships may come and ships may go, but steady every year the Alice May would chug away with skipper Silas Gear. Now though Captain Gear had near a fear the devil he would bit, he owned a gastric ulcer and his grub was mostly it. He also owned a Jersey cow to furnish him with same, so soft and sleek and mild and meek, and Kathleen was her name. And as his source of nourishment, he got to love her so that everywhere the captain went, the cow would also go. And though his sleeping quarters was ridiculously small, he roped a section of it off to make Kathleen his stall. And every morn she'd wake him up with mellifluous moo, and he'd pat her on the nose and go to wake the crew. And when he'd done his daily run and hitched up to the bank, she'd breathe above his pillow till to soothing sleep he sank. So up and down the river, even salted seer doves would allow, they made a touching couple, Captain Silas and his cow. Now while the captain smoked his pipe and Kathleen chewed her cud, there came to him a poetess, a Miss Belinda Wood. An epic I would write, she said, about your Yukon Sea, and from this gallant craft, 'twould be romantic as a dream. Somewhat amazed, the captain gazed at her and shook his head. Sorry, miss, we don't take she passengers, he said. My boat's a freighter, we have no accommodation space for women folk. My bunk's the only private place. It's 6 foot small from wall to wall, and I have anyhow no room to spare for half a share with Kathleen, and that's my cow. The lady sighed and soft replied, I like your Yukon Sea, and for its sake, your room I'll take and pull up with Kathleen. Well, she was so dead set to go, the captain said, by heck, I like your spunk, you take my bunk and I'll sleep upon the deck. So days went by, and then with a sigh, she came to him anew. Oh, Captain Gear, Kathleen's a dear, but does she have to move? From early morn like motor horn, she bellows over her head, and all through the night without respite, she snorts above my bed. I know 'tis true she dotes on you, your smile she seems to miss, but she comes so near, I greatly fear, my brow she'll try to kiss. Her son, her poetry. Her music was the fight, but anyway, please try and find another place. See, please try and.
More stylish.
Please try and find another place for her. Anyway, bereft of cheer was Captain Gear. His face was glazed with gloom. He scratched his head. There ain't, he said, another inch of room. With freight we're packed, we're stored and stacked. Why, even on the deck, the 7 salted sear dogs sleeping neck to neck. I realised her amber eyes and put her muse to flight. No, I'm sorry, miss, that Kathleen's kiss has put your muse to flight. I realise her amber eyes abstract you as you write. But how I loved those orbs above and shining down on me. And when she chewed my whiskers, you couldn't calculate my glee. I ain't at all poetic, but by heck, I guess you're plight, so I'll try to fix up a place for her tonight. Well, on the deck, well, on the bunk, something. The poet bewailed her fate, Kathleen sedate above her chewed her coat. And as he sought with brain distraught, a steady course to steer, yet find a plan. A worried man was Captain Silence Gear. Then suddenly alert was he. He hollered to his mate. Here, Patsy, bid the poetess to climb on deck and wait. Hip hip hooray, bid her be gay, and never more forlorn. My search is crowned, by heck I've found an answer, by never more despair. By heck I've found an answer to her prayer. To Patsy's yell like glad gazelle came bounding barred as bud. No more forlorn with hope newborn, she faced the foaming flood. While down the stair with eager air was seen to disappear, like one inspired, by genius fired, exultant to Captain Gear. Then up he came with eyes aflame and amber face aglow, and how he laughed as proud he led her down below. Now you may write about our Yukon Sea. Now you may write by day and night about our Yukon Sea. For I, he cried, have clarified the problem of Kathleen. I thought a lot, and like a shot, the remedy I found. I just unhitched a rope and turn the loving creature round. No more her moon will trouble you. You'll sleep right restful now. Look, lady, look, I'm giving you the tail end of the town. And through in this house dwell, to a stranger who I pray tell, is the priest at home, or might he be seen? I would speak a word with Father Green. The priest at home I and may be seen. Sure 'tis easy speaking with Father Green, but you must wait while I go and see if the Holy Father alone may be. Now the youth has entered an empty hall. What a lonely sound is his light footfall. In a gloomy chamber, chill and bare, sits a vested priest in a lonely chair. Now the youth is knelt, or to tell his sins. In Nominee Day the youth begins. At mea culpa he strikes his breast, and in broken murmurs he speaks the rest. I cursed 3 times since last Easter Day, and at Mass time once I went to play. I passed the churchyard one day in haste, and forgot to pray for my mother's rest. At the siege of Ross did my father fall, that gory my loving brothers all. I alone am left of my name and race. I must go to Wexford and take their place. I bear no hate against no living thing, but I love my country above my king. So bless me, Father, and let me go to die if God has ordained it so. And the priest said not, but a rustling noise made the youth look up in wild surprise. The robes were off, and in scarlet there stood a yeoman captain with fiery glare. With fiery glare and in fury hoarse, instead of a blessing he breathed a curse. You're a good taught boy to come here and shrive, for 1 short hour is your time alive. On yonder river 3 tenders flow, your priest in one if he isn't shot. We'll hold his house for George our King, and amen say I,
may all traitors swing. At Geneva barracks this young man died, and at Passage there his body lies. Good people who live in peace and joy, breathe a prayer, shed a tear for the crappy boy.
During the troubled times in Ireland, when Italy had troubled times, and the son is telling him that he's about to join the British Army, and Mick, being a decent Republican, doesn't take too kindly to the words. Anyway, sure, father, at the fair of Ross, I heard the sergeant say that the king was wanting soldiers and would give the best to pay. Would give the best to pay, me boys, a medal and a cross, and a fourpence halfpenny pension when he'd send you back to Ross. And so I was considering if a soldier I would turn and break your poor old father's heart, said Michael Carryborn. But father dear, I'd send enough to keep you snug and warm. And even if 'twas English gold, I fail to see the harm. With English gold or Irish gold, what difference does it make if you have to buy the potatoes or the making of a cake? With the red coat and the rifle, sure your son you wouldn't spurn. I'd blow your brains out on the floor, said Michael Carryborn. Wish, father, wish I'd learn to speak the grandest English known, just as a lord or lady would to the king upon his throne. With ma'am to you, and sir to you, and would your honour please, and I'm greatly obligated, miss, I'd soon pick up their ways. Tut, when you'd hear me talking on your heel you'd give a turn, and damn your vulgar cockney slang, said Michael Carryborn. Oh, sure, the English warriors are more decent than you think. Whoever met an enemy man, whoever met an army man that couldn't take a drink? I'm tout that in the distance, when they're marching in review, the tandem from real gentlemen would give you lots to do. But then I've never been from far from home, much further than the turn. They're the dirty water of the world, said Michael Carryborn. But father dear, if that be true, how else am I to know the way to pull a trigger or to deal a trusty blow? 'Tis not by walking on the land a body can be made, to learn the 1,000 tricks and turns that go to make the trade. I'd like to be a soldier if my land I wouldn't spurn. They're drilling in the glen tonight, said Michael Carryborn. Tonight? Whoa, father, strange it is that you were never missed the gun, for I've had it often in the glen. The devil doubt your son. I'm as good a hand at houting it as ever went to drill, and there's hundreds just as good as me, from this to Tallahill. I was only joking when I said a soldier I would turn. Och, we'll humble England yet, me boy, said Michael Carryborn.
Hey, Kathleen, you're going to leave me all alone by myself in this place, and I'm sure that you'll never deceive me. Oh, no, if there's truth in that face. This England's a beautiful country, full of elegant boys. Oh, what then you'll be speaking such beautiful English? Sure, I won't know my Kathleen again. 'Tis folly to keep you from going. Of faith, 'tis a mighty hard case. And Kathleen, you know better, no. When next I may see your sweet face, for can you come back to me, Kathleen? None the better will I be, often you'll be speaking such beautiful English. Sure I won't know my Kathleen again. Oh, where's this body to keep you from going? Oh, where's all the need of this hurry? Why cluster me so in this way? I forgot twixt me grief and the flurry every word I was meaning to say. So wait now a minute, I beg you. Can you talk while you bother me so? Kathleen, my blessing go with you every inch of the way that you go. Let me add that a lot of discontentment had got in among the players concerning their ill treatment of people great and small, and they held a public meeting on the hill of Knockengall. Now some did walk and some did creep, the lazy and the fat, encouraged by their leader who rode a Persian cat, saying, I'll stick to you wherever you go, supposing there's two Klondike, and we'll waltz around your petticoat, but we won't go out on strike. That's all of it I know.
The fair bay of Dublin, while carelessly strolling, I sat myself down by a clear myrtle shade, reclined on the beach where the wild waves were rolling, in sorrow condoling, I spied a fair maid. Her robes changed to mourning that once were so glorious. I stood in amazement to hear her sad tale. Her heartstrings burst forth in wild accents deploring, saying, where is my blackbird of sweet Avondale? To the fair counties meet, Wexford, Cork and Tipperary, the rights of my country my blackbird will sing. But woe to the hours when with hearts light and daring, from Dublin to Queen's, my blackbird will wing. The peelers waylaid him in hopes to ensnare him, while I hear in sorrow his absence bewailed. But it grieves me to think that the walls of Kilmore my poor blackbird of sweet Almond. Oh, Erin, my country, arise from thy slumber and bring back my blackbird so dear unto me, and let everyone know by the strength of our numbers that Ireland, a nation, would long to be free.
On Colm his night, with a storm at his side, a lifeboat answered a call. They pitched and they tossed, they thought they were lost, as there was.
Welcome to the club.
And the crew, I think is appropriate. Start again.
Storm at his side, a lifeboat answered a call. They pitched and they tossed, they thought they were lost, as they watched on the harbour wall. Though the night was pitch black, there was no turning back, or someone was waiting out there. For each volunteer had to live with his fear, as we joined in a silent prayer, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Angel of mercy, answer our plea, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. As the battle their way, past the mouth of the bay, it was blowing like never before. As they gallantly fought, every one of them thought of loved ones back on the shore. Then a flicker of light, and they knew they were right. There she was on the crest of a wave. She's an old fishing boat, and she's barely afloat. Please God, their souls we can save, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Angel of mercy, answer our plea, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. Then back in the town, with a street that runs down to the sea and harbour wall, they have gathered in pairs at the foot of the stairs to wait for radio call. Then just before dawn, when all hope was gone, came a whoosh and a faraway sound. Is the captain here roared, all survivors on board? Thank God, and we're homeward bound, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Angel of mercy, answer our plea, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea. Home, home, home from the sea. Angel of mercy, answer our plea, and carry us home, home, home from the sea. Carry us safely home from the sea.
Man, pass.
Come listen a while, my countrymen, and hear my mournful news. Although my song is sorrowful, I hope you'll me excuse. I left my peaceful residence, some foreign lands to see, and I bid farewell to Donegal. I likewise to Glensley. Brave stalwart men around me stood, each comrade kind and true. And as I grasped each well-known hand to bid my lads adieu, I said, my fellow countrymen, I hope we'll soon be free. And we raised the green flag proudly over the hills of Glensley. No more among the sycamore I'll hear the blackbird sing. No more to me the black cuckoo will welcome back the spring. No more I'll roam your fertile fields, a couch like Machree. On a foreign soil I mean to toil, far, far from Glensley. God rest you there, old Donegal, my own dear native land. In dreams I ofttimes see your hills and lovely mountains grand. 3,000 miles there lies between your lovely hills and me. A poor forlorn exile boy, far, far from Glensley. May peace and plenty reign supreme upon Loch's village shore, and may that cleanness abound upon your lovely hills once more. And may the time soon come along when I will soon be free, and I live as my forefather lived, and I in Glensley.
Lately, I was invited by this old friend of mine to come round and see him and to try some of his beer and wine. Well, we ate some lobster salad and lots of other tuck, and we drank to each other's health until the hour of 3 had struck. I got home, though I'm not sure how. My prayers, I think I said, but anyhow, I was paralysed and I tumbled into bed. I died and went to heaven, saw repentance was too late, when suddenly I was ushered up before the golden gate. Well, what do you want, said Peter. You know I can't let you in. You know you'll have to suffer for your greedy, gluttonous sin. I turned aside, I could say no more. I just hung me head in shame, and Peter's clerk, who was standing by, blushed against me name. Well, the next came along was an Italian, one whose name I knew right well, so I thought I would listen quietly to the story he might tell. Oh, Holy Father Peter, I come to you at last. My peanut days are over, my ice cream nights are past. I treated my neighbour as myself, I no beg, I no rob, I no steal. And never on the footpath did I throw the banana peel. You be gone, said Peter. Your goods were all ill-gotten. Your peanut shells were empty and your bananas were half-time rotten. The Italian turned aside with a big tear in his eye, and he came and stood behind me and he heaved a heavy sigh. Well, the next came along was a German with a satchel in his hand. Before the gate and Peter, the German took his stand. Oh, Holy Father Peter, I have jewels fit for angels. I'll auction them to you on the instalment plan. Oh, but that would be a sin. Say, I'll give them to you at half price if you'll only let me in. On earth I kept a clothing store, my goods were neat and strong. I'll show you one of my overcoats. Oh, I forgot to fetch it along. It's just as well, said Peter, for very well you know there'll be little need for overcoats where you're about to go. Well, the next came along was an old maiden, one who was bound to have her say, and she began addressing me in this peculiar way. Well, goodness gracious, here I am, after gossiping all those years. Will you get your clerk to take me in? Sure, I'll be catching cold out here. Give me a first-class pair of wings and a silver shield, and then not be afraid of those nasty, naughty men. No, Peter answered bluntly. No angels have grey hair. Besides, you've no sons or daughters, so you'd be a stranger here. Poor old maiden wilted. She must ever more repine. And just like me and all the rest, she took her place in the line. Well, the next came along was a Guinean, half paralysed with fear, who on earth oftentimes half paralysed his customers with beer. My wife, she runned away from me to hide my shame, I tried. So I went down to the river and committed suicide. You be gone, said Peter, and suffer your disgrace. You came before we sent for you, and we haven't got a place. Well, the next came along was Paddy, a son from Aaron's Isle. And he greeted old St. Peter with a very grave smile. Wish is that yourself, St. Peter? Aren't you looking grand and sweet? Will you get your clerk to take me in and show me my new safe? Now hold your horse, said Peter. Your case, like all the rest, must first be tried. You must show to me your passport before you can get inside. Ah, hurry up, man, said Paddy. For supper I'll be late. And purposely his own coffee, and he chucked in over the gate. Go get that hat, said Peter, you sacrilegious lout. Instead, Paddy slammed the gate and knocked St. Peter out. And through the keyhole loud he spoke, I'm master here now, you see, but I'll give up heaven, gate and crown if you'll set the 6 counties free.
In the 4 fertile fields of O'Leary, never was wild oats sown.
Go ahead, Tom.
No laying, no scoring, no screwing, no bit on the side, no crump. In the tongue of the gale from the past, there's ne'er such a word as a crumpet.
Jesus, don't forget.
I won't forget. No herons, no brattles, no kips. We'll sully the land of the Celt. No wife swapping, bed hopping antics. No need for a chastity belt. Where virtue indeed was triumphant, and the round towers alone stood erect. Resembling a great phallic symbol, did the saints and the scholars suspect that the towers that embellished the landscape, standing in grandeur and pride, would awaken the something of conjecture to the smut-minded students of Freud. Thus, avoiding the sins of the flesh, we fashioned the purest of nations. This is very appropriate for this debate going on. Thus, avoiding the sins of the flesh, we fashioned the purest of nations. No, something. No, nothing of lewd fornications. No children were born out of wedlock. No coupling by chance or by proxy. In the tongue of the gale from the past, there's ne'er a translation for doxy. No prostitute, mistress, or called her. Only maidens so chaste and so pure. With the result that we rendered redundant the term and the trade of the whore. We fashioned the bawd, we banished the bawd and the tart, as St. Patrick did once with the snake, and we took to the drink with a vengeance, concupiscence thus to forsake. And as proof of our proudest contention, a boast that shall ever endure, we are the only nation on this earth who refer to a man as Yahoo.
I love this song. It's a hard song to sing, is that gentleman over there knows the man sitting there. They're going to Kilrane. It's hard to bid farewell to the land of my father, and dear to my spirit by many a time. and the feelings of friendship which memory gathers, and the sorrow mementos of days long gone by, when we carelessly ramble alone by the wild wood, light as the songbirds that carol at even. But now I must leave the dear scenes of my childhood, forever farewell to the groves of Kilteven. So far, far away, o'er the western ocean, where broad rivers roll down their pipe to the main, I will still think on thee with a patriot's devotion. In dreams I'll behold thee even again. For the sun, it may rise in the glory of morn, and set in the dark waving splendor at even. But I'll nevermore see its bright beams adorn the scenes of my childhood, the groves of Kilteven. Oh, far, far away, still Kilteven I'll cherish, one thought in my mind, the time will not efface. When the years rolling onward, my fond heart will nourish, and that is the thought of my own native place. For I'm crossing the sea, and I ne'er shall return. Still thoughts cloud my mind like the dark cloud at even. Oh, still in whatever strange land I'll sojourn, my heart will come back it was lifted, and away rolled the mountains high. And I thought of lovely Erin and my road and Galway boy. Oh, scarce 6 months had passed and gone, a letter he sent me home, inquiring of the one he left and the love he left at home. He sent her home her passage for to come for fuller joy. He is now in Philadelphia with the road and Galway boy. That's the last verse of it. Now, I love